Have you ever tried to force something in your life? Force things to go the way you want them to, whether that be a relationship, a new job, a new career path, even a friendship, just something happening in your family, in your life at home, only to feel like it doesn't work and everything is against you, and you feel frustrated and peed off and annoyed, and you feel really exhausted. It starts to take a real emotional toll on you. Have you ever felt that? Well, in today's video, I'm going to tell you about a time that this happened to me, how I shifted it, and how you can do the same, and how going against the flow of life is probably to your detriment right now. So let's just dive into today's video. Firstly, what do I mean by going with the flow? Well, when we're in this flow energy, it feels so good. It feels easy and things just come to us naturally, and it's like we don't even have to try, and things just go into one thing that goes into the next, that goes into the next, and things just feel so good. That is going with the flow energy, where everything just flows into the next. Think of it like a stream gently flowing down. Nothing is stopping it. It just moves and it flows and it meanders and it just goes with the flow of life and goes where it needs to go without having any resistance, without fighting against it, without going up against somebody or feel like you're being pushed up against a barrier. That is going with the flow. So I wanted to share with you a time that I can easily explain going with the flow of life. A few years back now, I decided to embark on a round the world trip, and I knew I wanted to go on this round the world trip, and I had picked some countries that I wanted to go, and I'd had a bucket list. And on this bucket list, I'd put that I wanted to go to India. I wanted to meet the Dalai Lama for no particular reason other than at the time I thought it was cool. No reason other than that. Amongst other things, like go to China to eat real Chinese food and experience that. To see a panda. It was just that simple. My bucket list was that simple. And no meaning behind anything, by the way, either. I just wrote it very simply. Anyway, so fast forward and I'm on my trip and I'm in India and I'm traveling through India, and I got faced with a choice, an option. I could either stay and teach the local children, which by the way at the time I'd done a lot of teaching and I was moving into that way anyway. It was very familiar for me, very normal, very much my safety blanket in my little zone. Or you could go and climb a mountain. Never had I climbed a mountain before. Climb a mountain, as well as doing some random activities like paragliding, the one where you run off a cliff and jump. You literally just run off the cliff and jump with a parachute on your back. Anyway, I decided to go against what I would normally do and try something new. And we went off and we did this massive climb in the mountain. It was exhausting, it was tiring, but it was amazing, and it felt so exhilarating because I had never done anything like that before. We came back to the local town and we were just mooching around this local town, and it happened to be the residence of where the Dalai Lama was, his area, his village in India, up in the Himalayas. At the time, the Dalai Lama was in London doing a talk and doing a teaching, and I was walking around this area, this little village, and this woman just randomly comes right up to me. She said to me, "Are you here for the teaching?" I'm so sorry, what now? I was like, what? Are you here for the teaching? What teaching? I have no idea what you're talking about. And she asked me again, are you here for the teaching? I have no idea what you're talking about. And she went, oh, never mind. Like, forget it. And went to walk on. I was with another girl at the time, and she was like, no. What do you mean? What teaching? What are you trying to say? She said, have you not heard? The Dalai Lama is now here, and he's doing a teaching tomorrow. And with that, it was that, what? Like, he wasn't here. Okay, all right. We managed to get tickets to see this Dalai Lama. We were on a tour. The tour guide got us these tickets. I went into his house of residence. It's done inside. You can't have mobile phones or any electronic device. All of it gets taken off you. But you see him in his house of residence. He walks down like his driveway, does his speech, and then we'll walk past up his driveway up into his house. Oh my God. I remember, I've gone on a little sidetrack here, but I remember standing there and he walked past and it was silent. You could hear a pin drop. Everybody was standing at him and looking at him in awe. And it was just such a spiritual moment there. At that time, I didn't know I was spiritual. I didn't know that meant anything to me. I didn't know how I felt about it. And anyway, he walked past, he looked over our way, and I remember I just waved like this at him, like, he stopped and waved back at me, and everybody around me went, oh my God, like he waved at you, did you see that? He waved at you. And I'm like, wow, how amazing does that feel, right? Okay. Anyway, he did his teaching and did his speech, and then as he came out, I thought, oh, everyone's going to see that I waved, and he acknowledged it and waved back, and everyone's going to be waving and shouting for him now. To my absolute surprise, he walked past us and nobody said a word. Nobody moved an inch. Everybody stood staring at him in awe. And I thought, how? So he looked over at me again and I waved again, and he waved at me and beamed and walked past. And again, everyone reacted the same way. He waved at you. Oh my God, that's amazing. And I thought to myself, but you all saw me do it. And what happened? And nobody waved to him on his return. Nobody did it. Anyway, the moral of this story, and where I'm getting to, is I'd written this on my list and I had never gone out of my way to kind of get that. I knew I had a look to see where he was and knew he was in London. And I thought, all right, that's it. That's out. It's done. I knew it was on my bucket list, but there is no way I could have orchestrated those series of events and written them down and presented them to how I was going to do it, to how I was going to meet the Dalai Lama, to see him, to wave at him, to be in his house of residence. There is no freaking way I could have predicted that. To have him wave at me, and it became this thing of it was like probably having a celebrity wave at you, I suppose. It was such a big thing, and because what really got me the most is that nobody learned from what I did and did it. Nobody. So that I then got the same thing again with waving him the second time and him acknowledging me and waving back. But nobody did it. If they had all just allowed that flow in their life and they had allowed themselves to wave, it was a bit of a shall I, go for it, oh my God, like really, because everybody was so quiet and peaceful, and it wasn't like I was screaming and shouting or causing a ruckus or whatever, right? But nobody did it. And if we had all just gone with the flow, he would have waved at everyone, he would have acknowledged everybody. It wouldn't have been just one person, but nobody else did it. And so for me, that is the best way I can explain going with the flow. Just going with it, see what happens, see what comes up, but take action when things do come up, right? When someone asks you something very specific, you ask them, why are you asking me that? Like, what does that mean? You go with it. The trail was there to lead me towards this flow, to go with the flow, to follow it, to be able to fulfill a goal, a dream that I had. And everybody has the capacity to do this. We just have to let ourselves do it. This is the key. We have to allow ourselves to go with the flow of life and not put blocks in the way, barriers, things up. We just need to move into alignment, move into what we feel, and allow our inner voice, our inner guidance, direct us to where we need to be. It's also about trusting ourselves, trusting that what we want, we can have and we can attract in. But it's allowing yourself to just go with the flow. And trust me, I get it. I know that sometimes you just really want something so bad, and not even so bad sometimes, you just want things to move in your life, that you push and push and push and push, and we push against things. That is absolutely part of our culture, masculine energy, to push and go in and go after what it is that you want. We are absolutely taught that. But we are also humans, and we need to recognize that with the masculine we have the feminine, and it is about coming to in alignment. It's about coming into flow and ease and allowing yourselves to shift and change and go with the flow of life. Go with the flow of life. If you want to go with the flow of life and you want to tap into this part of you where you just want to feel at ease with your life and at ease with decisions and things that come your way, know that you are moving on the right path. I've got my free self-discovery guide, completely free. Go and grab it down below. It's going to help you get started on this journey and move you from where you are to where you want to be very quickly, and you're going to transform your life. It's going to feel incredible. I promise you that. It's down below, completely free. Go and grab it. Let me know what flow of life means to you too. Let me know if you have something like this where when you've allowed yourself to just go with the flow of life, what happened? What was the outcome? What was that thing for you? Let me know in the comments below. I would really love to know. As always, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for listening to my story today. I hope you liked it. And I can't wait to see you all in the next video.